What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Michael, back with another video this time, guys. This time around, y'all, I'm gonna... something I've been wanting to get off my chest recently. Really this whole season, you know. This video is gonna be regarding the Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys. You know, coming into this year... well, I mean, hell, ever since 2016, I always told myself that, you know, Dak Prescott's not the guy. He is not the guy. I just don't see it. I was once a supporter of the Cowboys. My entire family are Cowboy fans, but for somehow I became an Indianapolis Colts fan. But, you know, growing up and watching the Cowboys, I got to see a lot of Tony Romo and a lot of the things he got to do. Terrell Owens, you know, Jason Witten. Got to see that horrible offensive line become a good offensive line. You know, from Marion Barber to Felix Jones to DeMarco Murray. And guys, you know, during that 2016 season, how I saw the Cowboys organization treat Tony Romo and how they pushed him out the back door, it was very, it irked my nerve. I did not like that. I really hate disloyalty. I really hate that. You know, this guy came out here week after week and just like any other football player, put his body on the line to entertain. But what really made me think was everything that Tony Romo went through. All of the injuries, all the procedures. You know, how many times did we think that he sat down with a doctor and the doctor told him, look, maybe it's just best that you just go ahead and retire and you just go ahead and hang him up. And he always said no. He came out here and continued to play for his team, for his city, because he loved them, and how the fan base, the organization pushed him at the back door and completely forgot about him over one 13-3 season in which you lost in the first round of the playoffs. Is kind of laughable. Now, I'm also talking to Skip Bayless because this guy is his takes are laughable. Anytime the Cowboys win, he is praising Dak Prescott. But anytime they lose, it's always someone else's fault. It's always, oh, it was just not their day. Oh, they just didn't care about the game. It was the ref's fault. It was Jason Garrett's fault. It was always something. Oh, they woke up 5 minutes later than they usually do. They lost the game. It's always something with him. And he's a big hypocrite. He's the biggest hypocrite in sports media. I'm actually going to real quick compare the Colts and the Cowboys, because last time I checked, he destroyed and blasted Jim Irsay and the Colts organization for moving on from Peyton Manning because they were going to take Andrew Luck. And he said that the Colts would have had a better opportunity to win a championship if they kept Peyton Manning and moved on from Andrew Luck. So, Skip, tell me this. If the Colts would have done what you said they should have done, who would be their quarterback now? Huh? Brandon Weeden? Brock Osweiler? Who would be their quarterback? Because I know it wouldn't be Andrew Luck. He'd probably be in Washington, having a better year than RG3, because that's what you're salty about. Because you praised RG3 coming out of the draft, you destroyed Andrew Luck coming out of the draft. But because you're salty, because Andrew Luck has had a far better career than RG3 did. And that is not a surprise. Did he get injured? Yeah. But last time I checked, Andrew Luck missed an entire season. He also missed half a season. So what's the excuse for RG3? Because last time I checked, Skip Bayless is going to come out and say, oh, RG3 won Rookie of the Year. Let's compare. Andrew Luck had 3 rookie wide receivers in Levon Brazil, T.Y. Hilton, Donnie Avery. He had a rookie tight end in Kobe Fleener, in which was his roommate in college. Rookie tight end Dwayne Allen from Clemson. He had a rookie running back in Vic Ballard from Mississippi State. The only thing he had was Reggie Wayne, who was already, I think, 32 years old already, I believe. So he wasn't really working with much. Still set the passing record for rookie in a season, led the Colts to a 11-5 season, and went to the playoffs, and ultimately lost to the team that ended up winning the Super Bowl in the Baltimore Ravens. As to where RG3, he had a rookie running back in Alfred Morris. He had a veteran in Deshaun Jackson, a veteran in Pierre Garçon, and a veteran in Santana Moss. He had a great head coach in Mike Shanahan, who was an offensive guru, and Andrew Luck had Chuck Pagano, a defensive-minded head coach. But yet, 11-5, 10-6, RG3 had the better team, overall team. Andrew Luck was basically hands tied behind his back, but still managed to put up plays. I don't know how. I mean, I guess Skip's going to make up an excuse for that. But what really irks my nerve is how he praises Dak Prescott and says he's so much better than Tony Romo. When what's the difference between these two things? Both quarterbacks had injury questions. And then you had an up-and-coming star. Dak Prescott went in and shocked the world because no coaches had film on him. No one expected him. He also had a rookie running back, a star in Ezekiel Elliott, a great offensive line, and veterans around him. Andrew Luck came in and immediately took hold of the franchise from day one. And he went out there and made plays. I like how in the 38-10 comeback against Kansas City in the wildcard game, I explicitly remember Skip Bayless coming on the next day on First Take and not giving Andrew Luck any credit. Instead, blasting him because he put them in that hole, which he did, 3 interceptions. But he gave him no credit. He said, he should have done that. He did what he was supposed to do. Tell me what professional football team can't hold a 28-point lead in 30 minutes, but Andrew Luck was supposed to do that? So Andrew Luck gets no credit for making the plays he did. He gets no credit. But when Dak Prescott falls 21-3 in the division round against Green Bay, he didn't dog him for throwing an interception. He didn't dog him for missing 3 passes. He didn't dog him for anything. No, he actually went on air on Undisputed and praised Dak Prescott for bringing them back from 21-3, but tying the football game 31-all, ultimately losing. But he blasted Andrew Luck for coming back 28 points and winning the football game. Andrew Luck was at home. Dak Prescott was at home. But for some reason, Andrew Luck got criticized and Dak Prescott got praised. And then this year, he wants to come out and say, give me Dak Prescott over Andrew Luck. Guys, I laughed at this damn segment. When it was leading into the Colts and Cowboys, he blasted Andrew Luck all week. He praised Dak Prescott, but for some reason, Dak Prescott didn't come to play in Indianapolis. And then he came out and said, the Cowboys didn't come ready to play. They didn't care. They didn't need the game. So let me guess. You board a plane. You're getting paid to do your job. You can win the division on that day, but apparently you don't need the game and you don't care. This isn't the NBA. You don't get 82 games. No, you get 16 games. But you come out and all of a sudden don't care. In what profession do you come out and say, you know what? I'm not going to care about this day. I don't care. I don't need it. I can make it up another day. I don't know how much that works out for much professions. So then he wants to talk about the Cowboys going on a revenge tour this year. What the hell revenge tour do y'all have? What exactly, what revenge tour? You're talking about last season. What happened last year? Last year, the reason why the Cowboys didn't make the playoffs because apparently there was a distraction of Ezekiel Elliott. No Sean Lee, of course. And then, of course, refs destroyed the game. But this season, you have Sean Lee and you still lose. You have Ezekiel Elliott, you still fell to 3-5. But all of a sudden, you go on this revenge tour. Let's talk about that revenge tour. You beat the Philadelphia Eagles. What revenge do you have? They kicked y'all's ass last year and they won the Super Bowl. So really, no revenge to speak of. But although you beat the Philadelphia Eagles, who were injury depleted, Super Bowl hungover, and their quarterback was playing with a broken vertebrae. Yeah, but y'all dominated that game. Yes, sir. And then you go to Thanksgiving and play injury-depleted Washington Redskins team, when healthy, had a 3-game lead on the division. But they lost Alex Smith. They ended up losing all their guys, and then they missed the playoffs. Yeah, revenge tour. And then you face the Saints, which was their Super Bowl. They played a great game, but while the defense was playing solid, for some reason, the offense only scored 13 points. Why this is, I thought Dak was the playmaker. I thought Dak was a warrior by Skip's analysis. But apparently, he could only muster 13 points. Although, yes, it was enough to win the game. But apparently, oh, man, the whole world came out and said Cowboys are winning the Super Bowl. I mean, that's after every win the Cowboys have, because their fan base is delusional. And then, right after the Saints, oh, my gosh, what do you know? They come back and win another game. And it's like, you come out, you beat the Falcons, and apparently that's a revenge game. Revenge game for what? You got your ass kicked last year. You faced a team that was injury depleted as well. What revenge tour? What world are you living in, Skip? You like to create your own storylines. You like to piggyback, and I find it funny how when you and Shannon Sharp got into it, you took defense so much. You over-exaggerated because he said you were filtered, which you are. You play up to the Cowboy fan base. But you resented that. You took that so personal. But you find it perfectly fine to tell a Hall of Famer who bled and breathed the NFL for 20 years, who he perfected his craft for all of his life. You sit there and call him, with 3 Super Bowls, jealous of Tom Brady, and you find that no problem. Hypocrite. You can call people out, but they have no room and no right to call you out. I will say, you are a professional journalist. You are slick. You know how to bend the rules. You know how to get people behind you. You know how to work your way around debates. But one thing I really hate is when the Cowboys lose, it's everyone else's fault but the teams. When they win, no one gets credit but Dak Prescott. But when they lose, it's Jason Garrett. I'm sorry. Wasn't Jason Garrett the same head coach that went on that 5-game winning streak? Wasn't Scott Linehan the offensive coordinator when y'all went on that 5-game winning streak? But all of a sudden, y'all lose to the Rams, got destroyed against the Rams. But, now you're calling for the jobs? First off, I'll agree with you there. Jason Garrett should have been fired a long time ago. But for some reason, Skip thinks that Dak Prescott is the guy. He's not the guy. You can sit here and say he's a warrior. He has a warrior mentality. Skip, that only gets you so far. I'm going to quote Troy Aikman. When it comes to accuracy, you either have it or you don't. Dak Prescott does not have it. In that Los Angeles game, I saw 5 passes that he missed that were wide open. Missed. Was that the ref's fault? Was that Jason Garrett's fault because Dak Prescott can't go through his progressions? It's always someone else's fault, right? Always someone else's fault. And then, you preached all last year that y'all lost because y'all had no Sean Lee. But this year, you have Sean Lee in the LA Rams game, and you lose. Like, damn, can you stick to one topic? Can you defend one point you have? You can't do that. You just can't. But then you come out here in the divisional round of the playoffs when Indianapolis is going to Kansas City, and then you say, I love Andrew Luck. I love him. He's a great quarterback. But then, the literally a couple of days after that, you come out and say, I'm never betting on Andrew Luck again. He is what I thought he is. Such horse you know what. When he came out and said that, I bought it. I'm like, he's just trying to drink Patrick Mahomes. But you know what's funny? He wants to speak about a topic he has no idea what he's talking about. If you're going to go out there and bash Andrew Luck, know what the hell you're talking about. I sat there and watched every snap of Andrew Luck this football season. I watched him play his heart out. And for some reason, that wasn't enough. I watched him day after day, week after week come out and play. This team really should have gone like 5-11. But because of the culture they established, because of who's that quarterback, who's their head coach, they went 10-6 and won a playoff game. You only watched, one game of Andrew Luck? And that's when he went to Foxborough and played Tom Brady, which his entire defense was depleted. But yet he still went in that game and made plays. Didn't make enough plays, but still made plays. But you don't watch Andrew Luck. You look at the stat line. That's all you do. That's all you do. But you want to come on national television and bash Andrew Luck? My man, your quarterback and Dak Prescott is not in the same area code as Andrew Luck. He will never be on that level. Because Andrew Luck is a top 5 quarterback in this league, while Dak Prescott might barely make top 20. But for some reason, you would take Deshaun Watson over Andrew Luck. My man, give me Andrew Luck any day of the week. Now, granted, no, he had a poor game in Kansas City. But guess what? Here's the difference between me and you, Skip. I'm not going to sit there and blame the refs because we lost. I'm not going to sit there and blame the weather because we lost. I'm not going to sit there because, they played on a Saturday. They usually play on Sundays. I'm not going to say that. We got outplayed. Kansas City was more disciplined, but no, you will never admit that about your Cowboys. You will never say the LA Rams were just a better team. Indianapolis Colts, when they destroyed your ass, the Indianapolis Colts were just a better team. No, what did you come out and say? They don't need the football game. It's nothing but hypotheticals. If Sean Lee would have did that, if Dak Prescott would have did that, if the offensive line would have did that, if Jason Garrett would have called this, if Scott Linehan would have called that, if Chris Richard would have signed this guy, if the Cowboys would have traded for Earl Thomas. It's always something. According to Skip Bayless, the Cowboys should be 16-0, 10 years running, 10 years straight winning a Super Bowl. According to Skip Bayless, they should have won every game. They should have won every Super Bowl. They should hold the record, 10 years undefeated. According to Skip Bayless, but no, it's never because the other team was just better. That is what pisses me off about Skip Bayless and these Cowboy fans. It's always someone else's fault. You can never sit up there and just say, we got outplayed. No, it's always some mythical conspiracy that y'all want to make up. It's always some mythical logic, some BS excuse that you want to make up. Always. Oh, well, Roger Goodell has it in for America's team and he pays off the reps. What the hell are you talking about? America's team, you're not good. You are not good. You played in a sorry division. Who were the Giants going to scare? Washington was injury depleted. Eagles were injury depleted and they had a Super Bowl hangover and their quarterback wasn't even healthy. You weren't good. You were lucky. Call it like you see it. What? Dude, you barely beat a Seattle Seahawks team who was ill-prepared and had a quarterback but had no running game because their offensive line is sorry. But because of how many times they ran it, although y'all don't put in the fact that Russell Wilson also was running the football during the season, y'all don't want to admit that. The Seahawks killed themselves in that football game, but who held you back? Dak Prescott. And then, also, when the Colts beat the Cowboys, Skip Bayless came out and also said that, you know what, the Cowboys actually really won that game if they wanted to. Dak Prescott went down and scored 17 points. He scored 17 points, Skip? Really? Because last time I checked, the Colts won 23-0, not 23-17. You say, oh, he drove the football down, but the field goal got blocked. Oh, he drove the football down, and they were stuffed. But, oh, there's 10 points right there. He drove the football down. Skip, really? You either get in the damn end zone or you don't. Dak Prescott did not deliver the Dallas Cowboys. He did not get the job done. You either get points or you don't. What good is it to hold the ball for 8 minutes, get down to the 5-yard line, and not get in the end zone? But your excuse, oh, well, my quarterback, he drove him down. Guess what? I believe my quarterback also drove the ball down your throat. But at the same time, he was scoring 23 points. Yeah, there's the difference between an Andrew Luck and a damn Dak Prescott. It's always something. Always something. But he won't admit that because he is filtered. Because he does play up. Because he does bullshit his way through debates. That's what he does. That's what he's done his whole career. That's what he does. When it comes to Tom Brady, I'll give it to you. Tom Brady is the GOAT. But my goodness, don't sit up here and parade Tom Brady like he hasn't had an average season. Dude, it's always something. Always something. But here I am talking about the Colts, and we did good, but we got outplayed on numerous games. When it came to Jacksonville, we drove the ball down, but guess what? We didn't get in the end zone. We lost. Jacksonville was better on that day. They were more physical. If y'all didn't watch the game, Jacksonville literally manhandled the Colts offensive line if you didn't see it. They manhandled our receivers. Our receivers didn't get physical. But let me guess, I'm gonna blame the pregame meal that they had. What good does that do me? Really? But Skip will never come out and admit that, guys. I've really been wanting to say this for a while, guys. Oh, my gosh. But, like, I do hate the Dallas Cowboys. And Skip really makes me hate the Dallas Cowboys. These delusional fans really make me hate the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, people want to sit here and say, oh, you love to hate us, but you'll still watch us. When was the last time we watched y'all in February? When was the last time that even happened? Yeah, we love to watch y'all. We love to watch y'all lose. Yeah, not even make an NFC championship in 25 years. That's funny. But, yeah, we do love to see y'all lose. Guys, I guess that'll go ahead and do it for this video, guys. I really had to get that off my chest. I really wanted to put it in a video. If y'all are numerous fans from different fan bases, y'all want to comment on this, go ahead. For the Cowboys, you know, Zeke wants to get extended. He deserves it. Dak Prescott, merely because he plays the quarterback position and it's for America's team, he will get a big payday. Are you going to bring back Cole Beasley? What are you going to do with Amari Cooper, Byron Jones, Jeff Heath, DeMarcus Lawrence, David Irving? What are you going to do? They have limited money, limited resources, and they got to make a decision. Someone has to walk. But guys, that'll go ahead and leave it for this video, guys. If you're from Cowboy fan base, Colts fan base, or any other fan base, guys, if you want to comment on this video, guys, please do it in the description, but not in the description, in the comment section below, guys. Like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, reach out to me, guys, if y'all want me to make some other videos about other teams, about other situations, guys. I plan on doing a Pittsburgh Steelers and Antonio Brown video very soon, a recap of the Colts season, a early look at the Colts off season, free agency, drafts, the combine, whatever it may be, guys. I'm going to try and put out different content out there. And if you've noticed by now, I am a TCU fan. I will also be doing a